So what do viewers have to look forward to in this session of Dragon of Icespire Peak?
There are many things. There are many things to look forward to in this session. And coffee.
Microphone's on. Alright.
Welcome back.
Start in 5, 4, 3, 2. Welcome back, everyone, to a fourth session of Dragon of Icespire Peak.
Woo!
Woo. Okay. So it's day 5 in Phandalin. You've had a long rest that you had to restart in the middle of the night because of being woken up to news that Don John Raskin had been killed by an ochre jelly. You defeated the ochre jelly, went back to your abandoned manor house to get some sleep. And Verna ended up coming along with you because she didn't feel terribly comfortable, still sleeping in the inn, obviously. Mm-hmm. And at roughly about an hour before noon, you are all woken up by Ruby Hammerwhacker, who shows up with a pot of coffee and some cups.
Hey!
Wakes you all up, and then immediately starts bitching at you about how she's not your goddamn secretary, and she's not going to be running messages back and forth between y'all and Hartmann Wester all the time, but apparently Hartmann Wester wanted her to tell you guys that he's willing to pay you double the bounty, 200 gold each, if you'll just go ahead and take Inverna up to the mountain's toe mine instead of going to Neverwinter. But after that, she washes her hands of it, and then she leaves.
Alright. Well,
so, what are y'all doing?
Let's not do that simply because...
What?
Ivana has no idea what she'd be doing in the mines.
I don't give a shit. That's double the bounty.
She is a fighter.
But what does your character do? See, mine is tied to the bond of...
Mine is a good freaking person.
Well...
That's that.
Well, mine's gonna argue with you. He's going to say that it's not really a problem. I'm sorry, Inven.
It's not our problem, but we can make it our problem. I mean, are you not inclined due to this is your mission, my guy? Not to mention, you know, it is a mine. We're not going to send someone who has absolutely no idea what the hell they're doing to try to manage it, just so we can have it all crumble, because that might be important.
You want to roll a dice?
Alright. Are we rolling for this? See who...
I don't think we can...
Inverna obviously wants to go back to Neverwinter. Sork is completely indifferent to this.
Yeah.
You're the red die.
He's just along for the ride until y'all kill the dragon, then he can go his own separate way.
18.
We gotta beat that.
2. Alright, so we're going with my plan.
Alright.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Well, like I say, by the time y'all are up, you've had your coffees, you've argued this out, it's pretty much noon now. You have the rest of the day. You can either go ahead and take off and start your journey to Neverwinter, or you can spend the rest of the day, you know, getting some equipment.
Do we have enough food?
Asking any other, yeah, you'll want to buy at least 3 days worth of food, so that's 3 meals per day.
Let's write
Since
down
you'll be on the road.
everything we need.
A meal, the cost of it's going to depend on like the quality of food. If you want to go cheap, you can get a squalid meal for 3 coppers, but that would basically just be like a bag of trail mix. Poor meal, you can have trail mix and some beef jerky. Or you can have modest, comfortable, wealthy, and all the way up to aristocratic. And just like the quality of how much you want to spoil yourselves while you're on the road.
I mean, jerky and a bag of nuts sounds pretty good to me.
Let's just get that shit done. Yeah.
Okay, well, you're going to need 3 meals a day for 3 days. So you're going to need a total of 9 meals at 6 coppers apiece.
So
6
9
times 9.
6 times 9. Haha, 69. It's 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63.
So that's 63 coppers. So divide that by 10. So that's going to be 6 silver and 3 coppers to buy enough poor quality meals to get you to Neverwinter. So you still are able to eat something in the morning. Yeah, for each person.
6 silver, 3 coppers.
So 6 silver, 3 coppers per person. You got 4 people to feed. So then
3 times 4. That's 24 plus 0.3. It goes 25.2. Alright, so in total we need 25 silver, 0.2 with copper. So that's 2 gold, 5 silver, and 2 copper.
yeah,
Alright.
if you want to do it that way. And you'd have to go to Barthen's Provisions to pick all that up. Now, anything else? Were you still considering buying a wagon or anything so you can all just travel in one big solid vehicle, or go the whole route on foot?
We're gonna have to get on foot because it's just too expensive. We need to save our money.
Alright.
Y'all have enough. You could afford to buy a draft horse and
Because
a
we also
wagon.
have Iverna's funds. Because remember we gave her some originally?
And he hasn't been spending his money quite as fucking,
Loosely.
yeah.
Alright, so we need that along with, how much do you think a, like, metal tankard would cost?
For what? Like a
Like, just,
mug kind of
yeah,
thing?
just a metal mug.
Probably not much. Like what quality?
Just shitty quality.
Just plain.
Yeah.
Probably find one in the trash.
Go behind the inn and find a broken mug.
Yep.
Pick it up.
It's got a hole in it, but I can still use it for like 10 seconds.
Until the meat drains out. Alright, people.
A flask or a tankard for 2 copper pieces.
2 copper. Alright. So, food.
If you need an eraser, I've got
This is pen. 2 copper pieces for tankard. Alright, what else do we need? You have plenty of arrows and everything.
Oh yeah, I've got like 18 crossbow bolts that'll hold us. I got 20 darts, I got 2 hand axes. Speaking of which...
You'll be throwing stuff at people for days to come.
Exactly. Yeah,
Alright,
I'm good.
and I think we're not going with any big stuff. That's pretty much it.
Alright, where are you gonna... Anything else you want to buy for Sork to re-equip him?
He doesn't need much.
Yeah, I already gave him a dagger.
Okay.
And so he has a dagger and a fancy looking cloak that's very mysterious. Let's see.
Alright, so you need to go head down, I guess, into town, at least to go to Barthen's Provisions to get food and spend that money.
Let's see.
And anywhere else you'd want to go for anything else.
How much do I need to provide?
I remember you saying
2
something about...
gold, 5 silver, and 4 copper.
Alright, 2 gold.
And you're gonna be doing all that with you and
You're going to
Stork.
send him off with a shopping list and some money.
Hey,
What
does
sort?
anybody want gum?
No.
It's cool.
Okay, cool.
And so while that's happening, I'm gonna dig a hole.
Okay, well.
I'm gonna dig a hole.
Okay, so you're gonna go into town, or you just gonna give him the money out of your funds?
No,
or split it up
he's
between
paying for
everybody?
it all because I'm gonna work on stuff at
How
Neverwinter.
much is it?
It's 2 gold, 5 silver, and 4 copper.
All right, just take 6 silver, and how much gold is? Yeah,
There would be 6 copper
I-
return.
All right, you can just keep it copper.
Alright.
Or tip the waitress.
Tip Barthen's provisions. Sure, they like that.
Okay, so you're gonna stay at the manor, and you're gonna head out back, and you're gonna start building your little shrine and stuff out behind the
Yep.
manor house. You and Sork start to head into town.
I moved them over here already.
Oh, they're not. As you're heading down, walking up the little path, coming towards you, you see the little dwarf guy from the day before, whose house was attacked by the white dragon. And when he sees you, he's like, "Oh, hey, just wanted to, give my appreciation for y'all actually taking the trouble to come and check up on me and make sure I was all right. Nothing I can really do about the cow, but wanted to bring you this." And he hands you a big wheel of cheese.
Ah, shit.
Fuck yeah.
Also, this as if you find yourselves needing to buy any livestock, I can give you maybe a little bit of a discount compared to what Barthen would charge you if you try to buy something through him. So just in case.
What kind of livestock?
Just the basic stuff. You need a horse or a mule or a cow. Just basic farming kind of animals.
Very
So,
nice.
Could get a single horse.
A single horse would be good. We could have some people on the horse to make time.
Yeah.
Or the horse could just pull our shit.
Well, we'd have to buy a carriage with it.
Yeah.
But if it's cheaper to buy on the horse, it might
We
still
could
be
take
able
all of our things, put it on the horse like saddlebags.
So
If we lose that fucking horse.
how much would it be for... Or, I'm not with the group, so...
yeah.
All right. So I'm with.
You'd have to go back and tell him and discuss that before going back to buying any horses or anything, unless you
Hopefully.
just go there and just buy it straight out on your own and just show back up I bought this horse. I named it this. You have no choice.
I named it Sully.
His name is Sally.
His name was Cockmeister.
All right. So you've got the provisions sorted out. I've got the what's my responsibility?
Like I said,
well,
you're heading over here
Yeah,
to
you're
Barthen's
actually buying all the
Perditions.
stuff.
You're
'Cause I just wrote down, how much it'll cost and all that.
Yeah, he was just figuring out what the cost to get a bunch of poor quality meals.
All right.
for
Let's
3
head through
days.
town. I go through town with Sork.
Go to Barthen's Provisions.
I'm talking with Sork. I'm like, hey man, so what's it been like? You got a whole deal. Where's Bart? There it is. Taking a walk there.
He's just trying to get by.
Oh, okay, I see.
He had, for what he says, he had kind of a funky start off at an adventuring career and kind of decided to get out of that before it had made things worse, and hatched his little scheme to try to take over Normangard, which obviously got foiled, and now here he is.
Did you actually think it would work?
Oh, totally would have worked.
The-
What are gnomes going to do under threat of an earthquake? It wouldn't even have to use the damn thing. Just the threat of it alone should have, I can stop this from happening, and they all regarded me as a hero, but
So you had no
No.
intention of hurting anyone.
it all depends on who got in his way.
I see.
I mean, he did kill 2 gnomes.
He did, but
I am your conscience, telling you it's a bad idea.
to what?
Sorry, don't trust him.
I'm not gonna trust him.
Okay.
But he thinks I'm cool, I assume,
I don't know.
because of my accent. Okay, we head into Barthen's Provisions and
Okay.
go up to the tradesman.
Elmar, he's extremely busy. Having to deal with a bunch of different orders. He says that he had sent his one of his 2 workers off yesterday, Ander, on a delivery mission to Leyland to deliver some goods. And then this morning, his other assistant, a young halfling named Thistle, didn't show up, and so he's got a lot of orders on his hands trying to fill. So he's going to try to rush you through, or to ask you what you want. And he'll get to your order when you get to you. So it might be like an hour or so. So you might have to go wander around, look at the Shrine of Luck.
All right, we
in
have
the
a
park.
list. We prepared a list, right?
Yeah, it's just
Just food.
4 days of provisions. It's
3 days of provisions for 4 people.
Yeah.
All right. I give him the and I also have that cheese wheel.
and a wheel of cheese, which you could either sell or just keep.
I think it's pretty heavy, right? It's like what, 5 pounds?
It's a good sized cheese wheel.
Probably
yeah.
15
It's a
pounds.
full wheel of
15
cheese.
pounds. Let's sell that. Okay. Okay. Wait. Can I offer the cheese wheel as a to sell?
To like trade.
Yeah. Or I could trade that for some shit.
He's Did Faldank make this?
The dwarf?
Yeah.
Yes. You can give him
Oh,
those
he
as
makes
thanks.
really excellent cheese. Sure, I'll buy that.
Alright.
Let's see, size this big. I'll give you 10 silver for it.
10 silver?
Or 1 gold coin, basically. He offers you 1 gold for this,
1 gold.
for your cheese.
Alright.
Pretty
That
good.
sounds good. We could also put that towards the
Yeah, cost. So
towards the costs of our money or
too.
our order. And I hand him the list of provisions that we require
Yeah.
and the excess money.
Okay.
Like the rest.
Basically, just, yeah,
1
reduce.
gold, 5 silver, 4 copper.
Yeah, so give yourself a gold back from what you erased.
Sick.
And after an hour, he'll have your order put together.
Alright. Well, we got 1 hour
Anything you want to do while you are waiting?
Hmm.
Where are you gonna? You're just gonna hang out at the store? Or you're gonna just where do you?
What are you guys up to, really?
What is Inverna doing, by the way?
Oh,
She's up
so-
there with you still too.
Inverner's gonna be helping me collect some stones real quick.
Okay.
And so she's going around collecting stones, and I just have my shovel. I'm digging right out next to this tree back here. Just digging a hole.
Okay. I'm not really sure if wood carver tools is really the best for that. That'd be more like groundskeeping kind of shit.
Oh no, I have a shovel.
Herbalism.
Roll us an intelligence check, unless you have the nature skill, and if you have the nature skill, you can add that to it.
I do have nature skill.
Okay, make a nature check and see how well you can. You've made your shrine, and so it doesn't look like there's been a bunch of activity underneath it and shit. Just a lot.
19.
Okay, that's a pretty good roll plus your bonuses.
Yep. That's +1 bonus. or
You
plus
feel
2.
pretty confident that no one's gonna like notice that it was anything else besides just this pile of stones you put at the foot of this tree.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
And what did you want the tankard for?
It's just set it on top as like a praise to the drunken gnome.
Okay, so I guess. Oh yeah, that was another thing. You're gonna have to buy a tankard. So
Oh yeah. Oh, that was in.
that was on the
provision.
list.
Yeah, it was
yeah,
2
that would have
copper.
been on the list. Okay, all right. So yeah, that'll take you about an hour or so just to get done, depending on how deep how deep under.
4
are you trying to? Okay, and the build this thing. Let's say you spend a good 2 hours doing that. So, Micah, you have about 2 hours to. You have an hour to kill until your order's ready, and then another hour before he's done with doing his stuff. So, what are you going to be doing with that time? We're going to do it the first hour. Are you going to go anywhere, or are you just going to hang around?
Let's take a
Should go to the inn and get some drinks.
get some drinks, hang out with some people. I mean, I got nothing to do. We could just.
Yeah.
My guy's definitely the kind of guy who just chills out.
Want me to roleplay Sork since we're separated right now?
Hell yeah, dude.
Alright.
Okay, you wanna?
Well, you don't like control him in his personality. It's just for tactical shit, and there's nothing like going on in terms of fights
This will
right
be
now.
fun. Okay,
Do shit.
I'll be Hartmann. Damn, we have a lot of time. You wanna go to the bar?
Yeah, man, I'll take a few drinks.
Hell yeah, that's the perfect voice. Alright.
I don't know. I don't.
Hell
play
yeah, let's get drunk as shit. Do adventure. And then we go to the Stonehill Inn. And we walk into the door, me and Sork,
Yeah.
to do some camaraderie.
It's pretty
shit.
empty there,
Yeah?
since there was the fucking
Middle of
thing
the
last
day.
night with the, acid monster eating a guest in the upstairs rooms. Toblin Stonehill, the innkeeper, is, back behind the bar area, cleaning down glasses and stuff. It's pretty empty. There's yard.
Goblin, my friend, me and my smaller friend here, Sork, we want some drinks. Hit us up. We're thirsty. What does he say? What does he say to me?
He'll get you the drinks.
Hell yes.
And he seems a little icy
Oh,
from the events last night.
you're okay, Dublin.
Probably didn't get much sleep, dude.
You've been
Not
alright?
much sleep. He's been having to deal with the whole cleanup and stuff this morning of getting the body out of there and all that kind of shit.
yeah.
So while y'all are off sleeping.
He was just like,
I'd like that very room.
But anyway, 4 coppers per mug of ale.
Alright. Don't worry about it, buddy. I got you.
alright, so you're buying 2?
I'm buying 2.
Okay.
And I tip him the rest. So 2 silver.
2
And
copper.
So it's 2 drinks for me, 2 drinks for him. And then the rest I
Oh.
give to Toblin.
So it's
basically just
4 copper for 2.
Yep. So I have.
No, that'd be 2 copper. You can give him 1 silver, and that would cover 2 mugs of ale with a 2 copper tip.
and then yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you only need to spend 1 silver.
Alright.
Okay. Well, you're occupied. I guess
Yeah,
you're gonna go pick up
savages.
your groceries after a bit, after you have a drink with Sork, and then head back up to the hill.
Drunkenly swandle up the hill.
You're not that drunk.
I just
1
drank
mug
2.
of ale is
2.
not enough.
I ordered 2.
Oh,
2 each.
okay.
Alright, so put down the...
Yes.
Yeah.
Now I'm drunk.
Now I see why you're trying to throw 2 silver out.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
It's only midday, but let's party.
Fuck yeah. My people, when we come. So we go up the hill.
So he shows back up, a
Drunk
little
as shit.
inebriated. So's the gnome.
What's that?
He's got a big package full of food,
Ooh.
trail mix and beef jerky.
And hey, I'm so drunk, I actually get that gold coin, and I'm really proud about it. And I flick it up at Reed, and I'm like, hey buddy, that dwarf guy gave us some cheese. I sold it at the market. Here's your gold apiece, asshole.
Alright, this is first you're hearing about the cheese.
Cool, man. Thanks for the gold piece.
Yes.
Do you know if that cheese is from the cow that was eaten?
Probably.
The guy has multiple cows.
I don't know.
One can assume.
He seemed
The
nice.
cow, I didn't describe the cow's gender. That might have been the male for all you know.
Alright, but did I finish my...
Yeah,
Stonework.
by the time you're done wrapping up at back and you're coming up front of the building, you see him coming up with Sork and the groceries. So, okay, so it's about roughly 2 in the afternoon. You're gonna spend the rest of the day in town, or you're gonna take a late start and get on the road.
Actually, I'm gonna jump to Fandolin's Miners Exchange so I can show them a couple things real quick. It's just gonna be me and Irva. I can't remember her name.
And Verna.
Inverna. Me and
I didn't know her
Inverna.
name. Her name's so cool.
I know, it's because it's so cool.
Okay, well the dwarf woman Halia is
Quick question.
what?
Where can I find the information on the Explorer's Pack?
It's in the equipment section.
Okay.
Chapter 5, I want to say. Anyway, Halia like perks up when she sees y'all come in, and she's wrapping up some business with a dwarf miner who goes out of his way.
Yeah.
He's at the store as y'all walk up to the counter that she's at. Well, how can I help you today, gentleman and gentle elf?
Hey, we found this really cool wand of pyrotechnics when we went to the Nomengard quest, so I figured you might be interested in it. Showing the wand of pyrotechnics still fully charged.
Oh, you should demonstrate, because it is technically...
Yeah, let me just shoot a firework inside a building, it's all good.
But it doesn't burn anything.
Yeah, it does.
It's just light.
I think it makes a pop noise.
Yeah.
She goes deaf for the rest of the day.
And she's like, well, this is a nice little find y'all got there. She hands it back to you. So, what do you want to do with it?
Oh, I was wondering if I can exchange it for some gold and see if you had any more quests for us.
Well, we're not really running that. I mean, this isn't a place where you come and buy and sell magic items. I might. Where did you get this exactly?
Oh, we got it in Nomengard. It was whenever we were...
Oh, those tinker gnomes, huh? I deal with some of them. Well, you know, for your trouble, I'll give you like maybe 50 gold for it if you want, but it's normally not really what we do here is
Oh, then I
trade,
had
and that's
another
if I
question
can
for
buy
you.
it for myself. Maybe give it to my niece for her birthday upcoming.
I have another question for you then. I have these notes here about this thing called a Orb of Destruction. Have you ever heard of it?
Do you mean a devastation orb?
Yes, that thing.
That.
That one.
That's a very rare and dangerous item. Where'd you get these notes?
This little gnome that we captured a while ago was trying to create it.
Is he
And...
with us right now? Oh, no, he's
No. Yeah, that's why I left y'all at the place.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and
Sophie's gone, yeah. Okay, that's cool.
and I was just really interested about it because he was trying to use it to like create an orb to destroy Nomengard, but you know, all I have is these notes, and I was really curious about it. Seeing if I can get any more information on it.
You know, what do you hand her, both the scroll and the notebook?
Both the scroll and the notebook.
She's got no idea what the scroll is, doesn't recognize the writing.
But could
She
read
can
the
recognize
Gnomish?
the Gnomish, but she doesn't herself read Gnomish. She could get someone to come in and translate it, but that might be like a day before she can get back to you, and she would want to borrow the notebook in the meantime.
I'm gonna hold on to the notebook and the scroll, but if she does get that person to come whenever we come back in, what, probably about a week or so,
Mm-hmm.
I'll definitely let her take a look at it.
Okay, well,
Thank you for your time.
oh, thanks for bringing in the wand. Like I said, I mean, I can at least re-gift it. Yeah, when you get back into town from your trip, maybe I'll have some work for you if you're looking for that kind of thing. So, you've officially unlocked Halia's ability to give you quests, but they're not ready yet.
Yeah.
And give yourself 50 gold for selling the wand of pyrotechnics.
I still can't find the fucking sword. Lame.
Adventuring gear starts on page 148.
Yeah, I'm right there and I can't find it. 37 adventuring gear. Here we go. And it doesn't describe any of the.
Grab the piece of paper.
But that needs to be.
I'm just doing it so I don't lose it. Explorer's Pack.
I know I've read these before.
Now that cheese wheel, man, the cheese wheel's gone.
Turns out I was actually missing a giant bite out of the bottom.
Yeah, like it's completely hollow. Like, this is actually
Equipment packs, page 151.
151.
In the green little box.
Sick. I'll have to.
I literally found it as soon as you said it.
The adventuring gear.
Okay, so anyway, why were you wanting to look that up?
Just really quick, just to review what I got.
Okay.
Let's see. Explorer's pack. Backpack, bedroll, mess kit, tinderbox, 10 torches, 10 days of rations. 10 days of rations. Have we already gone through that?
Probably gone through like almost a week.
That's like emergency rations kind of shit. You've been in
Alright.
town for 5 days, but you've also been like eating at restaurants and stuff.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rations. So I got rations. I got 10 rations. And I'm going to go ahead and erase them every single day. If I don't eat. And then I got, oh fuck, I already got rope. So I got like 100 feet of hempen rope. Jesus.
Wait, isn't one of them
You bought a silk rope, didn't you?
Yeah, I got a shit ton of rope.
Yeah. So you got silk rope and hempen rope, okay.
Nice. I got a ton of rope. I've got, man, that's pretty easy. It's pretty simple.
And so, while that's going on, got everything completed over here, and
Cool.
yeah. Now I guess we can all just meet up and get going.
What the fuck do we have?
He did neglect to mention the discounted animals and stuff.
Oh no!
So what happens when you get drunk?
Yeah.
You mentioned the cheese wheel.
The cheese wheel was awesome.
Never
We
mentioned
don't
that you could
have it.
save 10 gold on a draft horse.
Alright.
Save 10 gold.
I gotta remember this shit. I gotta
Right.
talk to
So-
them about it.
After me and Ivana talking a little, we go back over here, and we're like, hey guys, what's up?
It's about 3 in the afternoon now.
Can I mention do
Yeah.
I mention the dwarf?
Are you sober enough?
Yeah, it's been a while. I'm sobering up. I'm like, hey, that dwarf who gave us the cheese wheel also gave us a sick offer on some livestock, some mules and bovine and
What kind of livestock?
whatever he's got. I have no idea.
I guess we can check it out real quick before we head out of town.
Hell, sounds good.
Alright. So get the whole party and we're just scooting down.
Yeah.
Basically, this sum it up. You can buy a draft horse for 40 gold instead of 50 gold from him. If you wanted to get a wagon, that would still be like 35 gold.
Okay, so it's like what?
Could we borrow a wagon from him?
You'll be honor bound to have to bring it back intact.
We're coming back here, right?
Yeah, but if we just go up the road and like be safe about our journey upwards, it should be possible. Or I could just, come back with an even better, cool looking wagon and be like, hey man, sorry, I upgraded it for you.
It's got flamethrowers now. Alright, so if you think you can get away with that.
So you're gonna go, well, you're gonna need to like make some sort of charisma check to talk him into lending it to you. He will say like, well, I got an old wagon I could sell you, like half price for like 15 gold.
I'll take that. Give him 20 just to make it more.
So you're gonna give him a total of 60 gold for a horse and a wagon.
Yes.
Okay.
Do I need to make a charisma roll?
No. That was only if you're gonna try to talk him into letting you borrow it for unspecified amount
So
of time.
minus 60 gold?
Minus 60 gold.
Alright.
The good thing you just sold the one to Pyrotech makes that a bit easier on you.
Although I still got plenty of gold. I'm still at 103.
Okay.
Sweet. So
You now have a horse and a wagon.
Hell yeah. Do you need some money from that?
no, dude, I'm good. I'm still at over 100.
Nice.
Or save money.
Your
man.
horse will need food though.
3 days of feed. Right?
Yeah.
Pick up. That's cheap as shit.
Yeah, it's not that bad actually. It's I didn't write it down.
Feed per day 5 copper.
Alright, so I need 3 days of feed per day, so that's 5, 10, 15.
15 copper.
Let's just say 2 silver.
1 silver, 1 copper, or 1 silver, 5 copper.
Alright. Buy that too.
It's like don't just be throwing money away just to fucking round up and make it easy. You don't want to be tipping everyone.
Alright, so it's 1 silver, 5 copper.
Yeah. Get 3 days worth of feed bag. You can toss into the wagon. Okay.
6. Alright. So we got our wagon.
Alright.
Draft
Got a horse.
It's
got a
about
horse's
4 or 5 in the afternoon by the time you get all this wrapped up and
feet. Do you want to travel by night?
It's more dangerous.
Hell yeah.
I'm not generally fucking advised. You probably rest the rest of the day and then head out early in the morning.
Okay. That's what I'm thinking. I say, hey, let's all go to the Stonehill Inn and have a couple more beers.
Oh
For Pickle
yeah,
Pete.
man, I'm down.
For Pickle Pete, Don John, and all the other stuff.
Sounds good.
Okay.
I gave you that gold piece. We got time.
I buy 2 rounds for everyone.
Woo! More party. There's nobody here. It's just us. It's all.
No, that was when you went there at like noon.
So
Yeah.
what about now?
I'm gonna find out.
4.
We're gonna have a party tonight.
You see the gnome in the
Wand of
corner.
pyrotechnician.
Just saying that fucking gnome. Wands everywhere just glowing.
So.
Okay, there's a halfling at the bar, halfling woman named Nib Addlespur.
A nib Addlespur.
Let's say hi to it.
She's a healer, a local healer.
Ooh, hey baby.
She looks like a little boy.
Yeah, she does.
Don't
Yeah.
ever say it.
Alright, anyway. So
Okay, if
she's
it's
there
minimal.
drinking. Are you gonna buy drinks for everyone or just for yourselves and your party? Are you gonna hook
For
her up
ourselves
with
in a
drink?
party, although I am going to talk to her. See what's up. Say howdy do.
Okay. I'm just chilling with Sork. We're still like kind of tipsy from the last
She's
shot.
like, hey, you're that furbog that stood up to Neverwinter.
Yeah, 'tis my face. You're that healer chick that's sitting at a counter.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Is there anything you want to ask her about, or is this
Uh,
going to be some small talk?
Probably just some small talk. I'll buy
Okay.
her another tankard.
Alright.
Alright, so that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. 9 plus what? 5
Or-
silver apiece?
Yeah.
9 times 5 would be 45. So that's 4 silver and 5 copper. So that's 2, 4. Alright.
Okay. And you have a nice little
Buzz.
impromptu memorial at the bar for Pickled Pete. It's fuck Don John Raskin, even though he died there the night before.
I said and Don John.
Okay.
Not to mention, like, we're going there just to, like, give the guy some money because, you know, we kind of destroyed his place.
Feel bad about his business, and alright, so you're specifically there to kind of butter him up and have him not feel quite so.
Yeah. Not to mention, he spent the
Steely
whole
towards
night
you.
before just, like, cleaning
Clean
up Don
melted.
John.
Yeah. Threw out his bed, all that kind of shit.
I'm sure that's traumatizing enough. We can at least give him, like, 4 silver.
Okay.
Alright. And so, after that, we all just
Then
stumble over.
back home to the
Yep.
creaky
And,
ass.
Alright. Well, the following morning, you can flip that map over to the,
Get the dragon.
The dragon!
Dragon.
Who's gonna be the party leader? Just use one of those.
Dibs.
Okay, so just use yours and set the other ones to the side. Alright. So,
I'm making my way downtown.
you can get pretty much all the way up to the crossroads here in about 1 day of travel.
I'm so like.
But as you're getting to about here, it's, you know, gentle. It's not perfectly flat land, but it's got, you know, the little
Hills.
ripples, but not anything you'd call like real big hills. You're further and further away from the foothills up by the mountains and stuff. But it does, like, you can have things kind of pop into your view, so you can't just see everything clearly to the horizon. So as you're about, what is that, 15 miles out of town?
15,
Almost 20 miles.
Yeah, 15 or 20.
As you crest up a little rise in the land, about 200 feet away, you see on the road a busted down wagon that's turned on its side, like way up here, and you're all back here. Yeah.
Alright.
Oh shit.
And
Where are we? Here?
somewhere back here. Yeah.
Alright, so who's leading the party?
I'm party leader.
I'm with
now, I
Sork,
guess.
because I'm always with Sork. Sork's actually... Man, if Sork and I, like, get fucking
Tight.
tight, that'd be dope. And then Verna can be just in the middle. Or maybe leading the rear guard.
Rear guard works.
Cool. So we're just walking. We have a horse and...
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
horse
in a
and
wagon,
wagon.
yeah.
Oh, we're in a wagon. Okay,
Yeah,
so we're all
yeah.
just together, just hanging out, and you're the one, like...
Yeah. Come on.
You got the animal handling skills, so yeah,
Yeah.
you'd be the one.
Oh,
You know,
yeah,
you know
cool.
what? You know what? You know what?
So cloppity, cloppity, cloppity.
Clippity clop.
You
Wait,
see,
so-
you see a cart,
So the cart's next to like.
and it's on its side. It looks like there's some stuff spilled across the
Clippity
road.
cloppity clue.
But you're still about 200 feet away when you see it.
Still roughly 200 feet away. Alright. What I recommend is, due to you are mostly playing like an archery type class,
I got like a crossbow. Well, actually,
cart in the middle of the road
Yeah.
was usually a trap.
you.
So, just in case, you should probably go to like Highland or something.
There's our cart.
Alright.
There's a little steed.
Alright, stop it.
That's fine.
Yeah. And it's just
I'd say there might be we can say there's some boulders strewn about here and there from some previous ice age. Totally ignore those grave markers.
yeah, that's what I figured.
So like you can have him position himself up on like one of these boulders or
All
something
right.
to get a view
I'll take
Yeah.
point.
from a distance.
Just
So you're gonna stop the cart though. And
yeah,
get
we're
everyone
gonna
off.
stop the cart.
Everybody go.
Make
Yeah.
Micah take point.
You're gonna have someone stay with the cart.
Oh yeah, no.
You,
Irvana.
Ivana? Okay.
She stays on cart, and
Lake cart.
I'll get off too. Should we roll for initiative?
Yeah, if you want, go ahead.
Shit. Here, Mikey, roll. 8.
Where was the red one?
Just roll.
Oh shit! I didn't
Oh,
get
what does that count as?
I have no.
Do you want me to
idea.
try again?
That's a weird shape one. Just roll.
I can get that white one. I don't care. This is
What
the one I've been
happened to
on.
the initiative cards? Here we are.
Tres. Lovely.
Alright, so
I
I
can
got
roll for
8,
Sork.
he has 3. You're pretty much using only a single one for both of you, just so it's
So
easier.
you're rolling for Sork?
No, but you control both your characters on your initiative turn, so
Okay.
you'll do
So like,
Hartman,
I
and you'll
rolled
do
an
Sork.
8
Sork's
for
always
me
with me.
and her.
Sork's my
Yeah,
my little
like
bug.
in this, like on his turn he does Reed, and then he does Inverna. That was streamlined a bit, so we're not having to keep track. of
That
something,
natural
but-
20 made Sork like my biscuit babe.
Alright.
He's always
Gold in your
golden.
pocket.
Yeah.
Okay, and you had an 8, and
Yep.
he had a 2,
He had a 3.
3. Either way,
Yeah.
you're third in initiative, and you're fourth in initiative.
Sick.
All right. So once again, you have this cart. It's a bit ways away. Can't quite see what's going on with it.
Alright. Set 200 feet.
Yeah.
Alright,
Like I said, you can see that there's some stuff spilled out of it on the side. You might, maybe, a hint that there might be something lying on the ground next to it. You're not sure.
Sork puts on his cloak to sneak with me.
Okay.
alright. And,
Do you want to, like, okay, like,
actually, I know exactly what I can do. I have special
I really
ability.
don't want to have to be fucking giving suggestions, but there's, like, a real obvious thing you could be
Don't.
doing with Sork.
Don't. Just let Jabal just have to learn. Does he say anything?
Alright.
Can I ask
Hey.
Sork if he has any good ideas?
Yes, you can ask Sork that.
Sork, what do you have any? You got any ideas of what we could do?
I'm assuming that we're all nervous about there being some sort of ambush up ahead, right?
Yeah.
Well, you need to get up closer and get an eye on it without exposing anybody. And I got this, nice stealthy cloak. And you can send me up ahead as a scout.
I don't trust Sork enough. If you want, I can go up front, because I can also go invisible.
No, let's.
And I can turn into
You can turn
animals.
invisible if you have something you can step behind, and there's really not much around that to
Hey,
do
I got
that
this.
with.
I got the
Lay
sending
on the
stone.
ground.
I got the sending stone with me, so I'm talking with you as I.
Yeah.
Okay. So when I do this, it's on the sending.
You only get to use the sending stone once a day. Do not
What?
to send one message. There's no back and forth. You can say one thing, they can
Up to
say one
20
thing
words.
back. That's it.
Okay. So we got this.
It's not like kind of that level of
I'll
walkie-talkie.
kind of scream from this distance.
Run. Okay.
You can also figure anything that if you can
Right.
see that cart, if there is anything around the cart, it can probably see your wagon and horse and all y'all figuring this shit out. So
Inverna.
Alright, so here, me and Inverna gonna stay on the cart, and we're gonna go down.
All right. We'll cover you.
Alright.
That's what we said in the stone.
Okay.
we're in Sork's just with you.
Yeah, him and Sork are hanging out back there. Me and Inverna are going up to investigate the cart. Get about 20 feet.
Okay.
Or 20 feet.
Yeah.
Sork's
All right.
fireball can go pretty far.
Yeah, kind of.
There's an apple
And-
cart. There's a
Apple cart.
body on the ground, like to this side of it, and it looks like maybe a donkey or a mule to the front of it, also dead on the ground. You see some arrow shafts, and there's apples all over the place because there's an apple cart.
I go run up and I ask the person, or the person's dead, but I'm like, going to the person, seeing what happened, said that there are arrows everywhere, so they were attacked.
Yeah, they were shot with arrows.
What kind of arrows? Can I use like a wisdom check to figure out?
Yeah, let's see. Let's go with history. Wow, so make it an intelligence check.
Intelligence, so it's plus
See if you
2.
can identify what these arrows are, who makes these arrows by how they look.
Alright,
Based on your knowledge of history.
11.
They seem like orc arrows.
They
They're
seem
very
like-
primitive and hefty. Larger than what goblins or kobolds or those kind of races would.
Can I-
And
can I yell?
cruder than a hobgoblin's arrow.
Can I yell up there?
Yeah.
What do you think it would give away a position, Sork?
You have no position to give away. You're out in an open fucking
you're standing
field.
on a rock in the middle of a field,
And I'm holding a crossbow, right?
Yeah, and I'm next to the.
And it's
wagon
like
that's
midday by the
forward.
time you're this far down the road. You're
All right.
like halfway down.
So that's happening. Guess can't really do much.
Aside from looking, just identify what the arrows might have come from. You don't. Anything else you look at?
I
Check
look
out
through
the
the-
body.
Oh, I do check out the body. I'm trying to figure out like why they were attacked. You said the apple's still on the road. So
Yeah, the
it's like
apples are there.
They weren't doing it for the food. Check the person's body, see if they have anything on them, like a note.
Nothing like that. They're like if they had a coin purse or any money on them that's gone. They have had their shoes pulled off. And when you turn the body over, you recognize it. It's that kid Ander from Barthen's Provisions that had told him that he had sent him out the day before.
And I don't
To go to Eilon.
And here he is, dead by the road, by his cart of apples filled with arrows.
And you don't know anything about
And
that.
his mule is dead too.
No. I'm just like, this dead kid from Vandalin.
I didn't even give a shit. I was just like, whatever.
Oh, no. No. I guess all we can really do is, write his name down. We could go back to town and let the guy know, hey, your kid's dead. But we're kind of in a hurry.
I don't know. I'm over here, bro. You're over there. You're just seeing all
Alright,
this.
I use my sending stone. Hartmann, get your ass over here.
Okay, let's go, Sork. So we take a ride. And I drop Sork off with Inverna. And I'm like, take care of each other. Like, and I go up to him.
Does this kid look familiar to you?
As you're heading there, right about here, past the thing, erupting up out of the grass, an orc attacks.
Oh, shit. Oh,
From the
damn.
side.
Who's
Let's
that?
see.
Oh, it looks like it's
He's
going
got an axe.
Oh, lovely. That's always nice.
So let's see, and your AC is what?
14.
He swings blindly and misses.
Ooh. Whoa.
Like you're just over your head. You're just, what the fuck? Another orc pops up out of the grass and goes for our druid friend. Your AC is what?
11.
He hits you with his axe
How much?
for 1d12 plus 3 slashing damage. 13 points of damage.
I think I'm dead.
No, you got more than that. You had 16 hit points. You healed after a long rest. You get your hit points back. That's why you need to...
Yeah, that's why I was like, I don't want
Damn
that
it, we
piece of
might need to
paper.
bug out, bro.
Oh, it's all good, I got this.
So you have 3 hit points left. And it's you and Inverna's turn now.
Sweet. So, time to kill an orc.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I use my pole of collapsing to push it on the orc and push it 10 feet away.
You can do that.
Yeah.
You plant it in the ground.
No, I just hold it like that. And just
Use an action to do something that's not going to damage him at all, but move him back from you, so he has to waste a free action to move back towards you and attack you anyway. I'm not sure if it's really that effective of a thing, but
Well,
if that's what you want to do.
I can do that. Or I can
Go
just
for it.
use...
Don't discourage him. It's
Actually,
his
I should
idea.
probably do like a strength check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like
sure.
y'all are still like new to this, and I'm just not sure if that's really like just in the way
just
that
let
you
us-
waste a lot of your actions doing things like that's not really going to be helpful for you. You're just
No,
you need to be dealing damage.
No.
But I can still move
Gotta
after
let
I
us
use
do
an
what we're
action,
gonna
right?
do.
Huh?
I can still move after I use an
Yeah,
action?
you can use an action.
Alright.
Use an action to do the pole thing, and then move. Also, these are sentient beings.
So they're not the dumbest.
No, they have knowledge how they can even make arrows.
They're sentient creatures. They
alright.
talk. I mean, half
can
orcs
move-
are born for a reason.
I can move up to 30 feet, right?
Yeah, you can move 6 squares.
Alright. So from there, then I decide to
Rough.
hide, not really hide behind, but kind of just get close to the cart.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I can really do.
Okay, what do you want Inverna to do while she's sitting
Alright.
there in the cart?
I'd really appreciate taking a pot shot at that guy. I just swung over my head.
Yeah, no, that's
She does have
actually
a long
the plan.
bow on
So
her.
he does have a
That was the
longbow.
plan. Alright, she's gonna take a pot shot.
At which one?
The one closest to Mikey.
Okay.
It's 1d8 plus 6 piercing.
Alright, you need to beat a 13 for her to hit.
4. That did not work.
No. Okay. She shoots
Blindly.
Yeah. But misses. It zings off into the air.
Well, monkey, I tried.
It's okay.
Hang on, I gotta finish.
I'm a criminal.
Okay. Hartman, it's you and Sork's turns.
Perfect. Alright, so I have Sork cast sleep on the orc in front of me. If he's first.
Okay. Did you
And-
look up the sleep spell?
No.
You're just
That one, as I recall, that one's a little bit of a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, hopefully he's got it because he's pretty wise, so he's got a good chance.
He's a level 3 mage, means
Yeah.
he could use
Very
a
intelligent
level
as
2
well.
slot on sleep.
Creatures within 20 feet of a point you choose within range are infected in ascending order. You could actually affect both of them.
Which is what I was trying to recommend.
Roll 5 die 8.
5 die 8s.
Yeah.
Damn.
They're the ones that look like this.
Like those.
Alright.
Little
Labs.
more triangular than a die 10. You might have to make multiple rolls because I doubt there's that many die 8.
There are.
There are?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually quite a bit.
Alright, good. Great.
5 die 8. 2, 7, 7, 6, 6.
So 2 6s, 2 7s.
What's
and
the
2.
total number?
So
12,
12, 14, and 2, so that's 16.
26, 28.
Yeah.
28.
You can affect up to 28 hit points worth. So you can knock one of them out. You won't be able to knock both of them out with the amount of hit points they
Either
have.
way, the one closest to you would still be.
Yeah.
ideal.
Alright,
Yeah,
you,
let's
you
just
can
knock
send
that
him to sleep.
Alright. Is he prone now?
Go to sleep.
So he just like, I'm just like,
Go
he
to sleep.
waves over my head and then he starts fighting you and then this one in front of me is just like...
Pretty much the way I see it is like he swings, Sork used sleep, and he goes.
And then I'm just like, what the hell?
He's like, what happened?
Dude, these guys look pretty tough.
But due to that one's asleep.
Okay, yeah, you can send. Yeah, he's asleep. Unless you do him damage or the duration of the spell, which is it's only 1 minute.
Can I attempt to decapitate him?
Yeah, you can perform a coup de grace.
Alright. He looks pretty... Or can I like get my crossbow up to his head?
Is it?
And because I got one bolt in there. And I'm
Yeah, that's a he's defenseless, and so basically you can just kill him in one shot that way, without
Lame.
having to roll or anything.
Okay.
Because
Insta-kill.
I go up to him and
So that's what you're doing.
yeah,
Sork sends it to sleep, and you're on a
Yeah.
coup de grace.
I look
Okay.
at Sork and he's like, he gives me the thumbs up and I'm like, damn, and then and then I come up and I put my foot on the back of the dude's head and I shoot a crossbow into his fucking skull through his eye.
All right.
Do I have to roll a d10?
No, you don't have to roll anything.
No, he was defenseless. He's dead.
Attacking an unconscious opponent beyond being like terribly immoral.
Who cares? It's an orc. Dude,
it still has
Inverna-
feelings.
Inverna hates orcs.
Oh yeah, she does.
She fucking hates them, bro.
Good thing she's
Look,
staying. in
it
there.
says that right here.
All right.
Yeah. Orcs are a blight on the land for the sake of natural and civilized worlds. I killed them on sight.
Inverna runs out of the cart and starts
Yeah,
chopping off.
seriously.
Alright, so that one.
She's like, yeah!
Please? Yeah, because it's dead.
His partner is fucking just executed, and he was affected by the spell. It didn't knock him to sleep, but he's like, he felt the effects of it. It just wasn't enough to knock him out.
And I shot it.
And you just
So
like,
he
turn over
flee-
the other
Wait,
shoe.
leave the body there. I want to touch him. I want to see what he's got on it. Can I make not an insight, but a perception check on the orc to see if there's anything weird?
There's nothing unusual about the orc. The clothing is much more colder weather type clothing than what is being felt right now down here.
Markings.
So it's coming from
There are like typical orc symbols and shit, but you have no familiarity with any of that
Can I draw some? Like, can I?
to identify any of that shit.
Oh,
Like, but yeah, they got like various like tribal tattoos and
all right.
all like some sort of like they got like a claw and a string as a necklace. All
What
that
about his
shit.
boots?
Big hobnailed orc boots, but they're like made out of like
Let's
real
make
chunky
sure they
leather.
weren't the kids' boots.
Yeah.
Who's won the boots? Gotta kill him twice.
Can I loot him?
There's nothing to loot. He's got no money.
Ah, fuck. No pockets, no nothing.
Other one
Probably
His great axe is very janky. Probably wouldn't even really be worth reselling unless you just feel like running around using an orc's primitive great axe.
Got any arrows?
No.
Okay, whatever. Well, Reed.
Yeah.
What'd you see up in the cart?
Just a bunch of apples.
I walk up to the cart as he's saying this.
From
Yeah, as described.
Yeah.
The cart could probably be salvaged. It's not terribly broken. The wheels seem intact. It's just on its side. And obviously the mule that had been pulling it is dead.
But what about our own cart?
Your wagon is way bigger.
Oh, so
You're fine.
Can we okay, I want to take a look around the cart and see if there's anything in there.
That's just there's a couple barrels that had a bunch of apples and they're all now busted open and spilled all across the road.
you can collect some apples, but it might take a minute.
Yeah, I grab an apple, I start eating one, and I grab another one, I toss it at you. I grab one and I toss it, and I just grab a bunch of apples and I start passing them out, and I give one to the horse and shit, all cool, yeah, they're thick one.
Okay.
Have a good.
All right. Well, 25 experience points each for 4 people. So
that's
your characters and your sidekicks each get 25 experience points for killing 1 orc.
That's fucking. We should have gone after the other one, huh?
Could have fought.
That was pretty cool, actually. I mean, it wasn't that exciting, but I mean, that's how you do it, right? You win. You win. You win one. You lose one.
Micah, for this, were you just adding them on top of each other? 150, then 112.
Yeah. So I got.
All right.
If you'd like to see how I did it.
I cleared all that off in a second. We're needed to go back to the map. Actually, in fact, be right back. So literally a day before I started my campaign that I'm running here on the channel, I did a brief review of my first impressions of the D&D Essentials kit. And I, for the most part, still stand by my recommendation of it. It's for under 20 bucks. It's well worth the money. Comes with a lot of accoutrements that are handy. You can never have enough dice and all that kind of stuff. More than anything else, though, as someone who finds it hard to get past the threshold of players one needs to be able to run a standard adventure design from 3 to 5 people, it's nice having the sidekick rules that are found here in the Essentials Kit rulebook. They make things a hell of a lot easier when you only have 2 or less people who are going to play. But you don't want to have to massively rewrite everything that you had going on in order for it to be not overwhelmingly deadly for them for a long time. So, for those reasons, I still would say that the Essentials Kit is worth the money if you feel like picking it up. However, now I'm speaking of someone who normally writes my own homebrew settings and my own homebrew adventures in them, and I have my own way of DMing, and as this goes along, you will probably kind of start to see more and more of my style start to intrude in this. This whole campaign is a bit of an experiment in a way of actually just running with published materials in a published setting. I normally avoid using the Forgotten Realms, but I'm just kind of forcing myself to do it. But all in all, I really have to say the Dragon of Icespire Peak Adventure module that comes in the Essentials Kit, it's not that it's bad, but it's clunky. It's really clunky. The fact that you can randomly have characters encounter a dragon at first level, or hell, and pretty much anything under 4th level is kind of abusive. And if you have an inexperienced dungeon master running this, and they roll cryo veins there, it's going to fight the characters, and you just have the stat block for what Young White Dragon can do, and you just run it naturally without putting any forethought in exactly how you want to have the creature act in the environment and in the overall plot, so to say. You could easily wipe out your entire party in one breath attack. Bam, everyone's caught in a cone of frost and dealt enough damage that it way overwhelms all of them. Until your characters have their hit points out of the teens, like in the at least bare minimum of being in the 20s for hit points, can they hope to survive even a brief encounter with this thing. Also, if I had run it purely just the way it's described, where your characters are in this town, and here's a notice board full of quests, have fun, That's exactly why a lot of people's campaigns end up being the player characters running around doing all sorts of things that the DM has no interest in doing, and completely ignoring all the big plots that the DM is trying to establish. Do not start your campaign in a tavern, hoping that the characters will want to go up and talk to the NPC you have sitting at the bar. Start your campaigns off where there's already at least a little bit of a hook of why they're together and what they're doing from the very get-go. That's why for Dragon of Icespire Peak, I decided to have that the characters have been hired by a business consortium in Neverwinter to meet Don John Raskin in Phandalin, and in order for them to have an excuse to do some little adventuring while waiting to level up to a point where they can go and do the Mountain Toes gold mine mission, have Don John Raskin not be there, so and also they witness the dragon instead of actually having to fight the dragon, so they've at least had some sort of visual confirmation that this is in the setting, but that way they're not just like hearing rumors of people talking about a dragon, but they never see the motherfucker. That you need to establish the threat in some fashion. And I had like less than 12 hours to come up with that. If I had had more time, like there's a lot of things in here in terms of like little adventure scenarios and mini quests and stuff that are not bad. I'd say my major complaint about the module as is that a lot of the monsters seem just a little overwhelming for beginner players or even beginner characters in an experienced player's hand. The fact that your very first adventure can be off fighting a manticore with one or two first level characters, even with a sidekick, you're going to be laying waste to large numbers of your party, and one of them is going to escape and barely limp back home. And is that really fun for anyone? So my plan and kind of what I'm doing now, as I've had couple weeks now to start tailoring this towards my own ideas and designs, and like I said, I want to try to make this entire campaign an experiment of running off published materials, is basically I'm using Dragon of Icespire Peak, and I'm starting to shape it in a way so that it's functioning as like a sequel to Horde of the Dragon Queen. I've started to drop some hints to the players that the events of this game has already happened. It's like about a year ago, the Sky Castle crashed into the Well of Dragons, and as part of the backstory, eventually what I want to have happen is that the entire campaign will lead up to a Rise of Tiamat sequel, completely rewritten from when these events are canceled. Obviously, I still want to have Tiamat as a threat. What's the point of having a giant Tiamat poster if you're not going to eventually have Tiamat? It's one thing I've always wanted to get to in a D&D game, is get the characters up high enough in level so they can face the most iconic of all of D&D's villains. But I don't want to run it as it is in that. I'm going to kind of do a mirror reflection of it, and that's all I'll say for now. But, that's end of the campaign kind of stuff. And I don't want the entire time they're playing to just be fucking around with dragons. And I want to, help establish the idea that it's a big world and there's all sorts of things going on for them to get involved in. So, the middle part of the game, after they're done dealing with Cryovane and Dragon of Icespire Peak, they'll basically be faced with two choices. They can either delve with the background ongoing events of Princess of the Apocalypse, which is already like an in-motion adventure. The longer they don't deal with it, the further along within its own continuity Princess of the Apocalypse will be advanced by the time they do start trying to deal with the elemental cultists of the Deseret Valley. And then as an event that the characters could either ignore because they got other priorities on their plate, or they decide to go check it out because it sounds really heinous, is I will be using Descent into Avernus. And so at some point, TTIRL will disappear into hell, and news of that will reach wherever the characters are, and they'll have to decide how they want to face that. And if they don't go right away, it's not going to remain static. At some point, there will be like larger repercussions of just leaving this whole event series unattended to. And then after that, take kind of a little break. Hopefully by the time the characters are somewhere between like 12th to 15th level, and do a little interdimensional jaunt with some Curse of Strahd. And I also picked up the old original AD&D Planescape Guide to Sigil, since I can't get a printed copy of the original Planescape box set at Drive-Thru RPG. I settled with just having the guide. And then, yeah, after they get back to Faerun, we'll resolve my sequelized version of Rise of Tiamat. And that's basically the plan right now for the campaign. And I'm doing what I can to try to at least stick to have all the core events in here, all be there and play, and try to find ways to tie them into the larger world. And, you know, by familiarizing myself a bit more with the Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide, which I'd put off buying for a long time because I didn't want to use Forgotten Realms as my setting. I have some cool ideas for Neverwinter, I think, and my own interpretation of how to deal with Lord Dagult Neverember and his machinations, and maybe some stuff with the Zhentarim. I want to do some stuff with Gauntlgrim. I think because of some of the background stuff on what Gauntlgrim is and the thing that powers the forges and all that kind of stuff, I think there could be an interesting angle to tie that more into the Princes of the Apocalypse storyline and a few other things. Reasons to watch and stick around, see what I can manage to actually pull off of any of my little floating list. One way I do try to design campaigns is to avoid frustration all around. I don't have specific storylines or villains or scenes even that I really want to get to. I'll have a whole palette of different things that can be unlocked, and it's constantly mutating and in motion as the characters progress through their choice points. And I try to build in basically forking choice points that they reach by building in decisions and what those decisions lead to in terms of, well, you didn't do this, so this happens, but you did do this, so this happens. It kind of helps funnel the players so that I can still kind of guide and feel like I can control where the plot's going, as opposed to just like sticking them on a map and just letting them choose whatever the direction they want to go. By building in the plot points, it gets your players so they kind of are anticipating that they're going to have these decisions to make, and so they're slightly less likely to just be making stuff on their own. It's not universal, but it helps a little bit. So anyway, have a good one and enjoy the game. Alright, and we're back. Alright, so before we move on any further, do you want to spend some time taking a short rest so you can spend some of your hit dice and regain some of your health, since
Yes.
you're down to just 3 hit points.
I
The way
also-
hit dice work is you have an amount of hit dice equal to your level and whatever your dice would be. So I think as
So
a
it's a 2.
die, you use die 8s for your hit points, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And your second level, so you can use up to 2 die 8 and roll them to get that amount of hit points, but you can only use 1 hit dice if you want.
I'll use 2.
Okay. You'll regain your one of those hit dice after you have a long rest.
Does the wagon have walls and doors?
No, it's just a wagon.
Plus
Oh, it's
8.
just- okay, gotcha.
This is a real simple open wagon. So you regain 8 hit points.
That's better than nothing.
Yep. All right. So it puts you from 3 up to 11. So you still have a little damage that you're feeling, but you're not quite so critical death.
Finish him. Or I could just take a nap while y'all are going, right?
No, because nobody can run the cart.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Well, you can run an animal handling, but you just be going purely based off your wisdom skill. You could have a sidekick with a good wisdom skill or a good wisdom score.
Actually, Inverna has 12.
And
Sork's
Sork
got
has
13, I want to say.
Yeah, he's got 14.
Okay, so Sork actually wouldn't be a bad driver.
Yeah.
We can
Just
make
he
Sork
doesn't.
drive.
Even if he's not specifically skilled in animal handling,
That's
he
our
will
wagon.
Nice.
pick it up.
Alright, oh, it's like the one in Skyrim.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm gonna take a nap so I can try to gain a couple
A
more
short
hit
rest.
points.
You just like I said, you just take like half an hour break.
So Sork's drive.
Go ahead and eat your lunch with your fresh apples,
Does it
or
have a
day
can?
old sitting on the ground apples.
Does the wagon have a canvas can?
No,
Okay.
no.
So it's
You
just
got an old used wagon without any fancy accoutrement.
But this is roughly like to scale on the road.
Yeah, I guess that's
Okay.
good enough. It probably takes up about 4 squares,
Okay.
or 4 by 6 maybe. Let's say to be a little bit longer than it is wide.
Yeah. Alright, so
So you
Sorts,
take your rest,
riding.
you get your hit points back, you head back off. The rest of the day past that is pretty uneventful here on the Tribord Trail. And right around dusk, y'all will reach the intersection of the high road and ley line right around the time you've kind of worn your horse out from a day's worth of pulling everybody in the wagon. Y'all.
So we'll be napping for here
This would be the point, yeah, is to set up camp for the night.
Alright. Yeah, just set up camp.
Alright.
Throw a fire down. Collect some wood.
Eat a day's
Eat
worth
some
of meals.
raccoons.
Mark off like you've consumed a day's worth of meals by the end of this day.
Alright, how many do each of us have?
I've got 10 rations on my personal.
No, that's for like I said, that's like emergency ration kind of stuff. It's not like anything that's like you feel satisfied eating. It's just to keep you so you've had some calories in you.
And so we each bought how many? 9. I want to say 9 times 4.
You could just put it down as like just meals per day or just a day's worth of meals. So yeah, it would knock it down by 4 times 3.
Alright, so 4 times.
You got enough for 4 people for 3 days. Now you have enough for 4 people for 2 days. Okay. So the next morning, dawn breaks across the world,
Alright.
casting shadows from the mountains which are now to your east.
Do I hear any birds chirping?
This is north, right?
Yeah,
No,
that's
that's not-
typical
that's
wildlife noises.
You mean to the
Alright,
west.
So
So,
your choice is,
north.
now that you're here at the high road, you can either continue north up the high road to Neverwinter, you can make a detour to Leyland, or you could push all the way up to the coast and try to follow the coastline if you're still wanting to investigate those tower rumors.
Could stop by Leyland real quick.
It seems that, according to the trigonometry, it would be better to try and go down the coast.
Yes and no. The nature of the encounters and the frequency of encounters will change when you're off the road.
It will become a lot more common. So like,
Yeah, the
pretty much every
road's
square.
patrolled regularly,
Let's
so
just get
you're
to
not
the
constantly.
Neverwinter in that case.
Alright, so I guess we're just gonna head up to Neverwinter.
Yeah.
Okay. Well-
Making our way down to...
How many squares can we move?
I think we move like...
Go up. You move 15 miles,
So that's 3.
15. Yeah, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's good. And we get ourselves a random road encounter. Someone roll a dice 6. Who's driving the cart right now? You.
I'm driving the cart.
Roll a dice 6.
6.
No encounter. All right.
Alright.
I like our wagon.
You can
Like
make
a
another
wagon
10
train.
miles before you need to camp again.
Alright, let's do that.
All right, so 2 more. All right.
Do you want to go to Helm's Hold before we go to Neverwinter?
Where's Helm's Hold?
Just right there.
Yeah, let's take a stop by. We're not in a hurry, right?
Oh, we gotta take another nap, but past that.
I would say, nah. All right.
Long rest.
Yeah, long rest.
I have all my hit points.
Well, you would have had all your hit points
Yeah.
because you've had 2 long rests. And you
Do
didn't.
people like my wagon?
No. No, they do not.
Okay, next morning.
And...
It's a good wagon.
Good morning, everyone.
You get 1 square down the road after you take off, and you have another random encounter. Roll for your random encounter.
Alright.
Die 6.
Die 6. Da, 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 da. 3.
Jumbo.
3. You come across a traveling priest of Helm. Helm is like the patron god of Helm's Hold, and he's probably, yeah, he's just coming down.
He's trying to get...
No, he's coming up from Leyland. No, he's coming down from Neverwinter, heading to home. So right as you're kind of crossing where Helm's Hold's little road is,
Yeah.
you see him coming down the street. Just a little traveling priest. You can talk
Walking.
with him or just wave at him and keep going on your way.
Let's wave and have a quick chat with him.
Okay.
You need a ride?
Hello, priest. Would
Would
you
you
like
like
a
a
ride?
That would be greatly appreciated, my sons.
Absolutely.
Okay, so you're gonna take a little detour up to Helm's Hold.
Yeah.
All right.
While we have him in the cart, I want to ask him real quick what he was doing in Neverwinter. Like, just ask.
Oh, just conducting business. There's a lot of issues with the various cults in Neverwinter, and we're just trying to make sure that we maintain the peace. So we were having a little conference.
Speaking of cults, have you heard of this one called the Cult cult of the Dark Earth?
Black Earth.
Black Earth. That's racist.
That's the horse's.
Yes, it's the horse now. It's
It's clip-to-clopping.
Oh.
Stop doing that.
No.
Alright, so...
Hang on, I'm gonna...
Yeah.
You got a clip-to-clop? Do you have a music for clip-to-clopping?
No.
For Leonardo to clip-to-clop?
Is that the name of the horse?
Yeah.
Okay. Leonardo to Clip-to-Clop.
Clip-to-clop.
Okay, so what exactly are you asking him?
If he's heard, or if he has any knowledge about the, or Black Earth.
He doesn't know about an Earth cult, but it sounds like, well, like there are elemental cults to the south and east.
Would you have any knowledge of where a main cult might be?
He knows that there is a group of fire druids called the Scarlet Moon Druids who are having a meeting right now at Gauntlgrim.
At Gauntlgrim.
Yeah.
Which is all the way over here.
Yeah.
Alright.
That's the only thing he knows of any elemental cults that he's heard of.
Well, that is useful information.
But they don't have a presence in Neverwinter. And he's not sure about specifically about the Black Earth. It's like the only thing I can think of is that sounds like an elemental cult. And I do know there's some fire-worshipping druids.
This guy's pretty alright.
Okay.
Alright, so let's just move our way up to Helm's Hold. Da-dee-da-dee-da.
Alright, how many squares was that from where you started?
Too many.
Like 2.
Okay. Alright. Helm's Hold's a nice little town. It's pleasant. It's, got the typical accoutrements you'd expect. It's a lot bigger and more well-developed and older than Phandalin. It's got bars and inns and all that kind of stuff. The central feature of it, there's a big town market, and there's also a temple for Helm. Because Helm's kind of a militant god, a good militant god, but it kind of just looks like a small fort basically, but it's a temple.
Okay.
You could drop him off there.
Yeah.
You still have time. You can travel 2, 3. You can still get 10 more miles in your day, so you can get back to the high road by the end of the day, or you can choose to spend the night.
Spend the night in Helm's Hold and go the next day.
Are there any? Okay, first of all, are there any inns, like places where we can?
Yeah,
stay?
there are inns in this
Alright.
town.
Yeah, it's a bigger town than Phandalin.
You want to resupply?
Didn't really go through that much stuff. I'm right about to hit Neverwinter.
Alright.
Because we did have that apple, so that
Alright.
saved us some supplies.
Okay. Them apples.
Let's see, it's been 3 days, right?
Yeah.
So we're out of feed for the horse.
Yeah.
So we do need to pick up feed for the horse.
Okay, you can find a couple different general stores. You can pick up some more bags of feed. That was 5 coppers for a day's worth of feed.
So yeah, let's just grab like 3 more again.
Okay, so another
That's 15.
silver and a half.
Yeah. I'll just do 2 or 4, so it's 2 silvers.
Okay.
And
So 4 more days worth of feed.
There.
Alright. I guess you're gonna just park the horse in your wagon outside the inn, or you're gonna take him to a proper stable to be stabled overnight?
Take him to a proper stable.
Okay, that'll be, because they also gonna have to store the wagon too. It'll be 2 silver to keep your horse overnight, and they'll have him brushed and fed and all that kind of stuff for you when you pick him up in the morning.
That sounds great. Thank you guys. Y'all are rocking. Another 2 silver.
Yeah.
So that makes.
Now at the inn.
I know how much an inch is to a millimeter.
That's good. At the inn.
It's really crowded in there, but it's a bunch of kind of unusual. It's not a bunch of local townsfolk. There is a dragonborn knight with 2 human knights, a bunch of kobolds all sitting around a couple tables getting drunk, and a dragonborn priest. And there's also some lizard folk that were hanging outside the inn before you went inside. Apparently they're watching all the gear that this little team of dragon people have.
Is it bustling?
Yeah, they're all the kobolds in particular are just all having a good time talking to each other in their little squeaky draconic voices. Kobolds are slightly smaller than gnomes. They're tiny, tiny little dragon people.
Those are dope. I like them.
They are to dragonborn what halflings are to humans.
So are they cool?
Yeah.
Are they chill kobolds? No, weird.
They seem to be, at least because they're under the control, one would assume, because of the similarities and how they're dressed in armor and colors and stuff, to the Dragonborn Knight and his 2 human knights that are with him.
In the trash.
Let's not interrupt them or anything. Let's just go through.
The bartender's a dwarf guy. He seems a little like overwhelmed with all the business, but he's also like not in a bad way. It's like
Yeah. I would like to stop the dwarf bartender real quick and just ask him like, hey, what's going on here?
We're
Why are
all
these
together,
people?
right?
Yeah. Cool. Like, why are all these people like just here?
they're from the cult of Io. They used to be the Knights of Bahamut, but after all that controversy last year with the cult of Tiamat, the Knights of Bahamut have taken over the cult, and they're now recalling it the cult of Io, and they're in town just to make sure that they will be able to maintain peaceful relations with our own Order of the Gilded Eye, which are our Knights for Helm, since they're occupying similar territory.
Are they at war or no?
No. They're just making sure that they're not going to step in each other's toes while they're both in the same neighborhood, so to say.
That's cool. Yeah. Say we just buy rooms, take a nap.
What quality of inn stay do you want? Squalid, poor, modest, comfortable, wealthy, or aristocratic?
Squalid. Well, wait, what's the...
Can I ask him, since I'm such a great person and all, helped those halflings, if I could just sleep with the horses?
The horses?
Yeah, cool if I just stay in the stable, take a nap.
Yeah, if you want. I mean,
I'll still give you gold for it.
no, you already paid for the stabling for your horse, so I guess there wouldn't be any need for that for the guy who told Never Ember what have you.
Yeah.
So, okay.
What have you?
And would y'all like to just stable up with me, or?
No, like he'd let you get away with that, but he's not gonna let everyone just fucking crash in the
I
stable.
think we're just gonna get rooms to get our separate rooms.
And Vern will pay for her own room out of her own secret stash of money.
I feel like you and Sork should probably bunk in the same room.
Okay.
Like 2 beds in a room or something.
Alright, yeah, I'm cool with that. Hey, Sork, let's get the going.
Squalid, poor, or modest. How much you want to spend on your room, Hartmann?
What's the pricing?
7 copper for squalid, 1 silver for poor, 5 silver for modest,
I'll
8
do
for
4.
comfortable.
Let's just do 4, eh?
Okay, so you spend a silver piece.
That's nice.
If it's for him and Sork, will he be paying 2?
Okay.
2? Yeah.
And otherwise you leave the dragon people alone.
Cool.
Correct.
Really?
Yeah,
Probably
we don't want to
You don't interfere
pester
with their
them.
stuff. Alright.
And 'tis the next day.
You've now been adventuring in Faerun for 9 days in game.
Damn. It's been almost a week.
9? How many days? 9?
Yeah? From Faerun, just the entire place.
When you get to the high road again in the morning, assuming you take off because you're heading up to Neverwinter,
That is the plan.
you run into 2 Kenku
Ooh.
who are leading a donkey with a cart that's just like full of stuff covered under a tarp. That's what a Kenku looks like as a reminder, the Raven people.
Hey!
They're passing by, heading south, heading away from Neverwinter. They're kind of coming across the T-junction where the little trail from Helmshold hits the high road again, just as you're getting up to it.
I wave at them and I go, hello there.
Hey, travelers, got anything you want to sell or buy? We're always looking to cut a deal.
What are y'all selling?
What do you want?
Oh,
I'm Chucka, and this is my brother Clonk. Say hi, Clonk. Hi, Clonk.
Oh.
Hi, Chucka. Hi, Clonk. Let's see here.
Chuck and Plum.
Let me look through my things and see what I have.
Like, name something, and they'll see if they have it.
Oh.
And if you have anything you want to say,
Do you have any health
sell.
potions?
Oh, yes.
Oh, shit.
25 gold apiece, and you can have all the healing potions you want, my friend.
Oh, wait. That seems a little suspicious. I say whisper.
Oh, it's real suspicious that he's wanting to charge you money for something you want to buy, yes.
25 gold, but the
No,
other
that's the
girl...
same price.
20, same?
No, it's 50 gold, yes, it is cheaper than what the girl at the windmill sells, but different traders have different prices.
And that was like her specialty make. This is just a Kenku with a health potion.
Okay, well, do you have any,
I use a wisdom check to make sure it's an actual health potion.
Are you buying one?
Yeah, I'm buying one.
Okay.
And 25 gold.
Mm-hmm.
do you have any bolts for the crossbow? Any special ones, or just normal?
Special bolts.
I don't know.
It might be out of your price range, lad, but we do have some magical +1 bolts. But that you're not going to have enough gold on hand for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, any regular ones?
If you want just regular ammunition for standard pricing, yeah.
I'm cool with that. How much will that be?
Whips out his little catalog.
I do only need 3. Free.
And I would like to ask him after Hartman's done if he has any magical items.
I can get you gadgets.
What do you?
Gadgets like
what
you've
are you
never
looking
seen.
for? We have all sorts of things, but you have to ask.
Do y'all have any
Anything specific?
any straw hats?
Yeah, but you don't have a hat, dude. I'm wearing a hat, by the way. Like,
Yeah.
I got a cowboy hat and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, sell you a lot of 20 crossbow bolts for 5 silver.
20 crossbow bolts?
For 5 silver.
Alright, I'll do an extra 20 and I'll just throw them in the wagon.
Okay.
And I'll reload, so we got 20 in the
And
wagon.
then, okay, so back to your question about magic items.
Yes.
What are you looking for?
Anything that could do some damage.
Anything that
Anything.
can do some damage.
If he has a staff that like shoots fire, or a wand, or a book.
Hand me the
Big one?
Yeah, no, the Xanathar's Guide, which is the one that all that stuff's sitting on. It's the one that's in your hand.
Never.
What if, I saw this meme where there's a dude, he's like, when you ask me, when a friend asks me for some memes, after having a really, heated argument, and it's that quote from Skyrim that never changes when you go up to the weapons dealer. It's like, are you looking to protect yourself
Or
or
deal
deal some damage?
Love that guy.
Yeah. Man, I would basically just spend an entire day getting my smithing skill up by smithing iron daggers.
Oh, that's lame.
It is lame, but I'd get Daedric armor by the end of like a day of grinding, and then you just go around, everything's so easy. I got a Daedric axe. Chop! Ah!
Oh yeah, no, I actually almost I'm at like 97 for my smithing at the moment.
Yeah.
So I'm like that close to getting dragon armor. And I'm just like, I can taste it.
The dragon armor is like cool looking, but I really like the.
Oh no, I currently have like everything Daedric, like Daedric heavy armor, Daedric
can't-
warhammer.
You know what I hate? So in some games they make the armors so that they have a similar aesthetic, because it makes sense, you know, like
Yeah.
iron is iron no matter where you go. You know, this color shit, whatever it is, it's the same thing. But what happens in some games is that they'll make the aesthetic, you know, so that it blends, like in Dark Souls. Whereas in like fucking Skyrim, all of the everything just kind of doesn't mesh. Like you can do some things, like Dwarven kind of goes with Elven, and I know it's all aesthetic.
Yeah.
But
The
it's
only
like
thing Clonk digs out of the bag after wrestling around in the back of the wagon in terms of weapons is he does bring out a long sword in a sheath, and Chukka looks at the little tag on the end of the handle. He's like, okay, well we got this Moon Touch sword, but we probably need at least 500 gold to part with it.
Moon touch sword. What does it do?
It shines, it casts light, it creates a 15-foot radius of moonlight when you have it unsheathed.
That is cool. But the only person that could use it is Verna, and we don't have 500 gold.
yeah. Oh well.
Okay, so
Big whoop.
Well, thank you guys. We will bid you adieu.
Clonk tugs at Chukka and points back towards the trail you just came down from Helm's Hold, and they both like confer and speak in their little bird language and pull their hoods further down their face, and start hustling off down the road, because coming up behind you, down the trail to Helm's Hold, in marching order are the Dragonborn Knight and his followers.
Right,
and there's like 20-something kobolds all in marching order at the very back of the train. There's like 5 lizard folk carrying heavy baggages. And you have at the head, the Dragonborn Knight is riding a drake, which is basically like a dragon horse. And the 2 human knights are riding regular horses, and there's also a Dragonborn priest walking along at the head of the kobold column.
We just sidle, like
they're coming in from behind us from Helm's Hold. So if we're coming in over here, the crows passed over there. They're coming in right behind us.
we can just sidle so they can pass us. It's not a big deal.
Or we have carriage. We can just
Keep
mosey
going.
on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're at full marching speed, so they're like, you know, even if you're both traveling down the road, if you're not trying to pace them, they will pull ahead of you, kind of a thing.
Okay.
So
As they go by, do we like sort of meet gazes with any of them?
yeah, the lead one, the Dragonborn Knight, who's got these brilliant gold and green scales and like heavy plate armor, like, you know, hail travelers. The 2 human knights riding behind them are clearly just like stoically. You can't even see their faces because they're fully helmeted and all that kind of shit.
Like a well-met fellow.
Yes. Hail. And then Sorkin
Pulls his drake to a stop. And where are you headed to this day, my fine fellows?
We're off to Neverwinter. We need
off
to
on business.
Yes,
Yes.
finish some business.
We are heading close to Neverwinter ourselves. We're returning to Cobalt Hall, which is just a couple miles south of the gates of Neverwinter. Would you feel more comfortable if you were to travel with us, our fine sirs?
Oh,
Yeah, we'd be happy to join with you.
How many people is it? Like total?
There's like 22 kobolds, 5 lizard folk, 2 dragonborn, and 2 humans, plus 2 horses and a drake.
Okay, so that's a good
And
party.
it's a big little, like, it's a marching column of, and the couple of the lead kobolds have like pennons on sticks, and one is the symbol of Tiamat and one has the symbol of Bahamut.
May I see those 2 symbols?
You can look them up in they might be somewhere in one of these books.
No,
I cannot
illusion.
guarantee where the hell they are.
That's okay. If you can't find them, it's not a big deal.
Symbol of
They're
Tiamat.
common enough cultural references that your characters know what the fuck I'm talking about, even if you don't.
Okay.
But I don't think they have them in here. No.
Oh well. Well,
I found this on the web.
we'd gladly accept such an offer, and Bahamut.
Yeah, so one of Bahamut.
Okay.
Okay. Well, you won't have any more random encounters as you travel with them, at least up until you get right outside the gates of Neverwinter. And you'll be getting to Neverwinter roughly a little bit past noon, so you'll still have a good chunk of day to do stuff. We'll save what goes on in Neverwinter for next session. What do you want to converse or ask any questions of these dragon people?
Well, there's a lot of time between. We're not just.
You have a couple hours of walking along with them, yeah. So,
Right,
like, how do you want to spend it is what I'm saying before we wrap up.
Have any interesting stories to tell?
Do you have
Any recent encounters? Any battles?
any knowledge about any elemental cults nearby?
I love talking in that accent. By the way.
I can tell.
It has nothing to say about elemental cults except from hearing that there was an earthquake like a couple months ago in the Desserin Valley that destroyed a sacred hall used by the Scarlet Moon Druids, which were the same druids that you had heard from the other guy that had gone to Gauntlgrim. As to interesting things happening, like the lots of stuff, the Knights of Io, as they're now calling themselves.
Do you keep track of the date in game?
Yeah, their whole mission right now, from what he tells you, is that after the incident of the cult of Tiamat trying and failing to bring Tiamat into the real world and slaughter everyone, they've been basically the Knights of Bahamut have hijacked the cult of Tiamat. They're forcing them into the scheme where we're going to bring Bahamut and Tiamat back together into one order, no more of this evil and good stuff. And so they're basically using as a mandate to go throughout the land, track down and uproot whatever cultists of Tiamat they can find and force them to either get on board with the new program or we're going to cut your damn head off. They're seizing their assets, and they're also making a point of gaining control over any of the renegade dragons that they come across in the land.
Damn, so they're like
They're on a
And
mission.
the reason they're there
wait.
is because there's a white dragon in the area, and they're putting plans into motion to secure the guy.
So if they're planning to try to secure/capture the white dragon, let me just tell them.
Here's my business card.
Here's my business card. Actually, you know what? Give me your sending stone.
Okay, I pass you my sending stone.
All right.
Why do you need that?
Huh?
You're all together. You don't need to be doing that right now.
I know. Like, what I'm saying is, I'm going to give the sending stone
To him?
Yeah.
to the guy in
Okay.
case they ever actually get to the point of getting to the dragon. I would love to be there with them.
Yeah, we
to
can
help
fight.
fight.
We can help fight.
Well, do you just want to? He would extend the offer of if you want to join the Knights of Io. They're always seeking new members and devotees to the glory of Bahamut and Tiamat. So he figure he'll ask some questions about so you've been encountering this dragon. What do you know about it?
We know very little except that it has killed one of our dear friends, Pickled Pete, and that it
We have a
it's
feud with
a
it.
feud. Yes.
We believe this dragon is the offspring of a very powerful white dragon in the north named Arathor. And if this is that dragon, then this dragon would be named Glashale. Their hope is to bring it in peacefully. They have a team of kobolds in the foothills right now trying to find a way up to meet with the dragon, because since it's a chromatic evil dragon...
Do they know where the dragon is?
No, that's where they're trying to find to get up, to find all that kind of stuff out.
Damn, we could have got that information.
Anyway, what else was I going to say?
Going up the foothills to find the dragon.
Yeah, because they're chromatic, because it's a chromatic dragon, the evil dragons, they're accustomed to kobolds serving them. That's why they sent in an all-kobold team and have not sent up dragonborn or humans or anything else, so that the dragon just might immediately react hostile to. But the idea is that, they eventually want to be able to secure.
Sadly, we're not looking to join, but we do appreciate all of that y'all have done for us and all the knowledge y'all have given us.
I'd like to say that we did encounter the white dragon face to face. We mentioned that it killed our friend, right?
Yes, we mentioned it killed our friend, but we didn't say how.
We mentioned. Do you want to go into detail?
You can go into detail if you like.
We saw it over Phandalin recently, and it could be in some of the neighboring areas on the Sword Mountains or Starmental Hills. We also encountered a what was it? A griffin?
Manticore.
A manticore, and I'm not sure if you're familiar with any manticores here, but it most certainly had a den that was recently renovated, and it and its partner had to seek other places to find shelter.
Well, I'll tell you this. If you're wanting to stay in communication by giving me your sending stone, the Dragonborn Knight in particular, his name is Canth.
Can't.
Canth.
Okay. If we find any more information, we'd be more than willing.
If you learn anything specific about the location, and if you happen when you do return to the Sword Mountains, if you can find my team of kobolds and see how they're doing, making sure they're still on task and help them out in any way, the Knights of Io would be eternally in your debt.
Yeah,
Whereas if the dragon proves to be uncontrollable, we will do what is necessary to put an end to this threat. But if we can capture the dragon alive and bring him in unhealed and bring him on board with the plan, that would be even better.
We're on your side, and then we clink fists. Like I hold my fist out in a very heroic.
You fist bumped him.
I fist bump him.
The last thing, you finally get up to Kobold Hall. Kobold Hall isn't really a hall. It's kind of right on the edge of the road, in between the road and the cliff sides overlooking the shore. It looks like basically there had been an old castle there centuries ago. Half of it fell off into the sea, so there's just like some crumbled remains of walls and towers around the outside that have a whole bunch of scaffolding all around them, because there's like an uncountable, possibly up to like 100+ kobolds just all over the fucking building, rebuilding it and shit.
Damn.
And
So like
you gather from what Kant says that the underground levels of this castle are still intact enough. They've already been using it as a base, and the whole reason it's being called Kobold Hall by the locals is just because all the
it
kobolds
swarms
are
with
there.
kobolds.
Yeah, but it's not actually the name of the place.
Right.
That's the base for the Knights of Io within this region.
Right.
He will extend the offer if y'all want to spend the rest of the day and evening at the Kobold Hall with them before heading into Neverwinter, or y'all could part ways.
No, let's party with the kobolds.
Party with kobolds.
Okay. Well, as I say, most of it's like 3 levels of tiered underground basement. Kobolds, and there's a couple dragonborn. There's actually mostly humans in terms of the larger medium-sized creatures there and stuff. And down in the bottom chamber, half the walls fallen away and exposing out, so it's kind of like you can see the sea out beyond it.
Ooh.
Kind of like an open cave. And you see flying over in the distance, over the waves, a dragon, but not white colored. And it's small, and eventually it seems to dive down into the water and comes back up with a dolphin in its mouth.
Oh, fuck.
And then flies up into the mouth of the cave you're in, and it is a young bronze dragon. And it pins the dolphin down, starts eating it, looks up at over y'all, and Kant is like, this is our young charge. He hasn't yet chosen a name for himself yet, but this is why, if worse comes to worse and we have to deal with the white dragon up on Icespire Peak, we have a secret weapon, hopefully.
Ooh. What's his age?
He's young. He's smaller than this cat. The scales are about right.
Yeah.
He's a wormling still. He's not a young dragon, but he's maybe like 1 or 2 growth spurts away from catching up. He's like right on the cusp of adulthood. If he's human, he'd be 17.
Oh man.
So like
And
right.
if the white dragon was human, how old would he be?
Like early 20s.
Early
like
20s?
Like college frat boy. And I think we can wrap up there for today.
So we just met the dragon, the baby.
You met a baby bronze dragon and have made a tentative alliance with the dragonborn cult of Io.
Oh.
So, congratulations, you might have found a different path to being able to deal with the dragon of Icespire Peak. And next week, we will finally go beyond the gates to see what lies within the great and infamous city of Neverwinter. So, until next time, be sure to hit like and subscribe. Check out all of our videos, hit the bell, and scar! Hey everybody, it's your old pal King Waspinator here, and we have some fantastic news today. We have finally achieved our long-standing goal of hitting our first real milestone here at Team Waspinator by getting up to 100 subscribers. And as promised, over a year ago, we have captured the traitorous pig dog Bumblebee. And now that we have enough energon on hand, we shall commence with his execution. Yes. Yes. Oh yeah, motherfucker. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, now that that is over, you might be asking yourself, what does the future of King Waspinator entail? Behold, if we can get to 10,000 subscribers, King Waspinator will rain down total annihilation on Lego Island.